Hey friends, TeresaLouise here, back in the sewing hobby room with one more episode of Scrappy Bonus Quilt. Yeah, so I debated whether to do this live, but I had several people ask me if I was going to continue going live to finish this up. So I figured, okay, I might as well. And if you want to watch this, great. If you don't, that's okay too. I don't mind if you just come on and say hello and then, do your thing, whatever. So I see I have some people coming on. Awesome. Let me see who I have. Welcome, welcome everybody. So glad you are here with me. And I've decided how I'm going to finish this up. And I did find the other strip. I thought I had 4 of these butterfly strips, and sure enough, believe it or not, it was just laying right here. So why could I not see that yesterday? I don't know. And the other thing, I messed up yesterday saying I was almost at 6,000 subscribers. No, that's not what I saw on my YouTube studio yesterday. I apologize for that. It was 6,000 views for the month or something like that. That's what I saw. So anyway, but that's okay. That's all right. We're getting there. I think I have 46, which is still awesome. Still awesome. So, hey, Teresa, how are you doing? Hi, Kathy. Welcome. Hello, Lisa. I am the first one lurking. Haha. I'm still working. Oh, bummer. Brenda is about to head home from work. Good. Get off work. Hi, Day. Hello, Joe. I'm doing okay, Joe. How are you doing? How is everybody doing? All right. So I'll wait just a few more minutes. See if we get a few more before I have to repeat myself too much, which I don't mind doing, I kind of, try to repeat it every, 45 minutes or so. Because I know new people pop in all the time and they're like, what are you doing? What's going on? They want to know too, right? So it's a fairly nice day. We have, this is your weather report, part of the show. It's about 63 out, partly sunny, mostly cloudy, big, fat, fluffy clouds. And it looks like we're having a storm coming in from the east. This is the weather report for the Elk City area, which is in north central Idaho. I'm not sure if it's going to rain today or not. So, yeah. That report is as good as a weatherman or woman, right? I'll let you know if I see rain. I know, right, Joe? Hi, Danielle. How are you today? Day has overcast and 60 with possible rain coming again off and on. Exactly pretty much what I have. Good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, so back on the scrappy quilt. Now, from what I can see in the chat, I think most of you know what's going on with this, but somebody may just pop on that doesn't have has no clue of what has been going on in here since last Thursday. So this is scraps from a leftover, all leftovers from a previous quilt project. And that project was Summer Song fabric line. It was a block of the month, but I got it in a kit. And there was a lot of extra fabric left over. And the original quilt is beautiful with all these same colors, only, you know, not random blocks. So originally I thought I wanted to make pillowcases, and then I'm like, well, I'm just going to keep sewing these scraps together. I had crumbs, which, you know, are as small as 1 inch pieces of fabric. So I had crumbs, I had strips, I had some extra blocks, I had panel pieces, and so I just put them all together and voila. Well, I had a lot of half square triangles, so I made um, pinwheels and made the horseshoe block. And then these were from the panel, had a little butterfly up here, and I put another one down here. And then I had extra fabric that measured out 6.5 inches. So all these blocks I made 6.5 inches unfinished. Did take a while. Started it last Thursday, but I've, you know, just been working on it 2, 3 to 4 hours a day. And then that's it. But, you know, it does take some time, but it's worth it. This is worth it to save your scraps, especially when you have a lot, because, you know, this is going to be a fairly nice size quilt. And, yeah. So I'm glad I didn't throw those little crumbs and strips away. And let's see, we have, hello, Vicky, welcome in. How are you today? Oh, 90s. 90s. Down in Florida. No thanks. I think I would be, if I lived down there, I would want to be at the beach all the time. with an umbrella. Yeah. Maybe a Corona or margarita. I don't know. Now, I don't drink, so. Well, occasionally, but no. Maybe once a year. I don't know. But that sounds like fun. Yeah. Yeah. And there are beautiful beaches down there. Not like the West Coast. I mean, the West Coast does have, the beaches are pretty, but the sand is a different color. At least the beaches I've seen over here. It's darker. Yeah. So, hi, Debraka. How are you doing? Thank you very much. Okay, Vicky. Vicky's off to church dinner and Bible study. Awesome. Sounds like fun. Oh, yeah. Strawberry margaritas. That would be good. Or a pina colada. Sounds refreshing. or maybe even a Bloody Mary, you know. Okay, so yesterday I got all the blocks sewn together, all the rows sewn together, and then I added a 1.5 inch blue, this little blue border all the way around. And because I didn't have enough fabric to make it bigger than that, and really I just wanted a hint of blue there, you know, so that's going to end up being like 3/4 finished. So it'll be very small, you know, which I feel matches the crumbs and stuff in the quilt, right? But my outside border is going to be these, the fabric with the butterflies on it. And that actually, I had a bunch of strips already cut, and they were 3 1/4. So I just left them at 3 1/4. And as it turned out, um, yesterday at the end of the video, I could only find 3 of my strips. Well, I found the other one. So I do have 4 strips. So all 4 borders will be the same. Yay. However, they're not long enough. And I don't have any more than 4. Now the medallion fabric kind of matches, but you know, I decided to do something a little different. So what I'm going to do is I cut this dark blue fabric into 3.5 by, or 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And it's going to go up there. Okay. I thought that might look kind of cool. All right. So it's going to go on each end of the border. All right. So one on the top and one on the bottom. And then I will have to measure. So how I figured it out is I found the center of the quilt. Excuse me. I found the center of the quilt, and then I found the center of the border. And then I measured, I could have just measured the whole thing, but this is how I did it. And then I measured how much I needed to fill in the bottom and the top, which was about 4 inches. But I did a little bit longer just to give me a little bit of wiggle room. I can trim them up. So once I get those sewn on, then I'll do the same thing for across. This time I might measure it. So that's what's happening right now. Now, I do have 28 of you watching, and it's early in the live, so I had a comment about the videos, you know, being so long. So I just wanted to clarify a few things about that, okay? When I go on live, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. It could be 30 minutes. It could be 4 hours. It could be 6 hours. I just don't know. It depends on how I feel and how many people are in the chat and all those things. I go live to visit with people, to share what I'm doing, and to just enjoy company from other like-minded people. And You, as a viewer, you do not have to stay for the whole thing. I do not expect anybody to stay here the whole time I am live. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you just come and go, or if you just pop in and say hello and then you leave. Do whatever you want to do. And I do not expect you to watch the whole 4-hour video on replay. I mean, if you want to, go ahead. But if you don't, watch as much as you want. And you know what else you can do? You can scan through the video and stop where you want to, and, and then scan ahead again. So you don't, doesn't have to be the whole 4 hours. And, I do not, my channel is not monetized. So I don't get money for doing these videos. So I guess that's another reason why, you know, it's, and even if I did, it wouldn't matter to me, really. It would not. So you just do whatever is comfortable for you. But I'll tell you what, I do love it when you pop in the replay and you leave me a comment just to even say hi. Because why? Because I love to see you. That's the only reason. You don't have to say, I only watched 15 minutes. You don't have to say any of that. Just good to see you. Have a good day. Whatever. Just remember to be kind, because I'm going to do everything I can do to be kind to you. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that so there was no hurt feelings whatsoever. Okay? All right. Hey, Jim. You're glad you caught this? Good, good. I'm glad. And Joe says you do as long as you need to or feel up to it. Exactly. I know. That's what I think too, Cindy. I mean, I look, I look down at the time and I'm like, oh my God, I've been on for 4 hours. And I'm like, where did that time go? It doesn't seem like it to me at all. And when I first started doing lives, I would do about an hour, and then it went to 2 hours, and then it just kind of whatever. And so, yeah, I was shocked yesterday when it was 4 hours. And I think it was pretty long the day before, too. Hey, Suzanne. How are you doing? Yeah. Thank you, Vicky. Yes, that's what I expect. Even when I'm visiting with you guys, sometimes I go, well, I need to go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Even I don't stay, right? Or, oh, I ran out of iced tea. I'll be right back. Or, oh, I want to go check the weather. I'll be right back. So I don't even stay for the whole thing. Thank you. I appreciate that, everybody. Anyway, I'm not, please don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about that comment at all. I just wanted to clarify, you know, how I feel about it. And so anyway, that's it. I just love to have you guys here, and I love to visit with you. And when you are in good company, time flies. Right? So let's turn the sewing machine on and get these borders done. And I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. And I want to mark that center because I'm going to show you something else too about putting on borders to help prevent waviness. Okay. So I'm going to mark this center so I don't lose it. And that should be okay as long as I don't press it. My mark should stay there. And so, yeah, just going to go ahead and sew these on. I guess like on Sunday, it's pretty much just 2 hours, but because there are other people coming on afterwards and I don't want to run over them. So, but if I don't see, I check before I go live to see if anybody else is coming on. I think Danielle's coming on sometime this afternoon. I can't remember what time now. 3 or 4 o'clock my time. I have to look, but so, and then I think Katie, if she hasn't canceled it, I think she's coming on about 4:30. All right, there's that side. Now, what do you think? Should I face the butterflies go out or in? I was thinking out. So also before I forget, we talked about other projects the other day. And we talked about doing the friendship quilt of valor, or if you want to do the friendship quilt, you can do it in any colors you want to. But this one I'm going to do with like red, white, and blue colors. And then this time I'm going to add a sashing, but you don't have to if you don't want to. So we talked about doing that. And then we also talked about doing possible FPP type of a project. But the one I forgot to mention that I need to get finished first is the layer cake on point. So I would like to get that one finished up first before I start any other projects. And that one really is almost done. I think one sewing day is all we need to finish that up. So, okay, Danielle. Oh, that's sweet. 7, okay, 7, 6, 5, 4. So that's 4 o'clock my time. So Danielle comes on 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's what I thought it was, but flying away, out. Yeah, I'll put the information on my page. For now, you can, hi Mona, the original friendship quilt is under the post. So if you go over to the main page and look under post, you can get the supply list, and it also has a little picture diagram of each block. So basically it's going to be the same as that. The only thing that doesn't have is the fabric requirements if you're going to do sashing. So that is still to be determined. Okay, so, oh, Now I know why she said out. All right. So there's that one. And I'll do the other side. Yeah, I just thought it would look good having this dark blue on there. I think it's going to look good. Because there's already a dark blue border. So it'll have a, you know, a unique effect, a look to it. At least that's, I hope. That's what I hope. All right. And I have to go get my tape so I can. Oh boy, you know who is snoring up a storm over here? You know, you can tell when your dogs are getting older. Well, there's a lot of ways, but I mean, she didn't used to snore like this, but seems like the older she gets, the louder she snores. And they don't like to hang outside. If I go outside and do stuff, um, both dogs want to come back in the house so they can lay down on their dog beds. I do have old dog beds that I use outside, and if I put those down, Willa will stay with me, you know. Willa stays with me a lot more now than Brandon's dog, Annie. She wants to come in where it's comfortable, and I just think it's because her hips are so bad. I feel so sorry for her, you guys. She's, you know, chocolate lab, and she's got really, really bad hips. It's and she has for quite a long time, and we, you know, we give her all the stuff, but nothing seems to help. I almost thought maybe it would be better just to, you know, cut her leg off. Then it would maybe quit hurting her, but because she can't really put hardly any pressure down on it, you know. Poor girl. And she was supposed to have certified hips, you know, like she wouldn't have hip dysplasia. That wasn't true. Hey Brenda, welcome home. Yeah, she's a poor dog. Hey Terry, how's it going? Did I miss anybody else? Okay, so now, yesterday I talked about the wrong way to put on a border, which I did it that way, right? So today I'm going to talk about the right way to put on a border. Um, okay, the right way, I don't know if that's the right word or not, but they say by doing it this way that I'm going to show you, would be less likely for you to have a wavy border. Okay. So this is the way I was taught by my local sewing people. I will go get a tape measure. All right, so I am starting with the outside borders, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the sides from top to bottom. But I got to turn the tape the right way. So that says 50.5. Okay, now, fingers crossed, I'm going to measure the other side. Okay, so that one is 50.5/8. So that would be 5. And this would be 4. Okay, so it's a little different, which that happens. And probably because I didn't measure it before I put this border on. I should have squared it up first, right? But you need one more measurement. You need to do one down the middle. Okay, I lucked out. That one is 50.5. Now, what you're supposed to do is add all those up and then divide it by 3 to get your average. Okay, so my average is going to be a little bit over 50.5, not much. All right, and then you cut your border, your next border, to that size. All right, so you cut it to that size. So let's see what this is going to be. All right, so that is too long. So let me fix this. So I need to take a little bit off of each end. So let's say one end was 50, 50, and then your center was 50.25. you would want to cut this, I would guess, at like 50 and 1/8. And then you'd ease in this side a little bit as you go. And I'll show you how to do that. But you don't want it to be, you know, too much different, you know, 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch at the most. Okay, so I got 50 and a half. Okay, so then the next thing you do is, remember I said I found my center here earlier? And I found my center on this one. Okay, so I got to fix this one. Let me see what this one is. Okay, again, a little bit off of each end. Which I knew already I was going to have to take a little bit of those off, but okay. So no matter how many borders you put around this, you're going to do that the same way every time. You need those 3 measurements, add them all together, divide by 3, and get your average. Okay, so then I have my center piece right there, right? And I have this marked too already. So I'm going to line those up. I'm going to line up the centers first. And then I'm going to pin the top. And then you pin the bottom. And this will help if you were off a little bit, you know, on both ends. This will kind of help get things squared back up. Okay, now I can sew that. You could add more pins. So, for instance, if this was a little bit, if my border was a little bit smaller than my quilt, you just pull that a little bit so it lays flat together, and then you pin along here as you're pulling on it, just a little bit, not much. You don't want it to be too different, otherwise it's going to get all really wrinkly, and then you're going to get a wavy border anyway. So like if this side would have been a lot different than my other side, I would have squared this side off a little bit more to make them closer to being the same. I also do that when I'm long arming, so I know as I'm going where, you know, how far apart it's supposed to be. And that way I can square the quilt up as I go. So I'm always measuring when I long arm, that I'm keeping things, like I have like 3 or 4 measurements when I'm doing a long arm. I do a border measurement. Sometimes there's 2 borders. I do both of those, and then I do the center. So I know that I'm always on center, and I know my borders are always in line. And that way, hopefully, I come out with a squared up quilt. You better say hi. Hi, Maria. Um, okay, so any questions on that so far? Did you guys know about that technique of putting borders on? Oh, good. She's doing the friendship star variation block. Cool, cool. Yeah, I mean the quilt, please. Or do you just, you know, so I'll wait for that yes. Okay, looks like a lot of yeses. Or a couple anyway. Yes, yes. Okay, so I'll sew that. Let's see. I really need to move these wires around down here, because I keep rolling over them. Hey, Jean. Yes, Pat Sloan taught me. Good. Yes, Margaret Lulin taught me. Always do it, unless I miter. Cool. Boy, I haven't seen Margaret in forever. How's she doing? I miss her videos. I know she went through some stuff and then they moved, and but it's been a while. All right. And I'm going to back stitch. Especially because this is my last border. Okay, so I just want to make sure that this I'm just going to put another pin right there. It wasn't that much different, so just a tad. Whoops. Oh, she teaches at the quilt shop? Oh, I guess I better try to find that and subscribe. I didn't know that. Thank you for showing. You're welcome, Donna. And hello, hello. Welcome. Oh, we have two Donnas. So hello to both. Okay, there's that side. And we'll do the other side. I was hoping to go fishing or something today, but with it looking like it's going to storm, I decided just to go ahead and sew. I think when I go to quilt this, I'm probably just going to do a big meander. Nothing, you know, not custom. Except for it might be kind of nice to have custom around the butterflies and I think I'm going to try and find some either flannel or minky for the back. I think I have some soft minky in there in the closet that has Winnie the Pooh on it. It's I think it's light blue, kind of like this. That might work. And if I did that, I wouldn't put any batting in it. You know, I have a whole bunch of red, white, and gray from that red and white quilt I made a couple of years ago with just the squares. I think I have a bunch of that fabric left too. Maybe I ought to see if I have enough to do a throw. That might look cute. Be nice to have that on the bed. I use that quilt the most. Okie dokie. Now I need to press those. Let's see. Thanks, Mona. Okay, bye, Day. Thanks for popping in. Have a good night. Enjoy your dinner. Thanks, Donna. She said she doesn't chat much, usually just lurks and gives a thumbs up. Hi, Kathy. Welcome in. I hope everything went good at your appointment. Oh, I didn't know I had that pin in there. Okay. Now, of course, the iron's probably not hot. Nope. So turn that on. Running out of scraps, you guys. Running out of scraps. That is a good thing. What a beautiful day. People outside mowing the lawn. That's what I need to do, mow the lawn. I keep hoping the deer and the elk would come in and eat it, but they're not eating it up fast enough. Ooh, yeah, this is gonna look good. In my opinion. And I'm just pressing to the outside, as that's the way it wants to lay down anyway, so why fight it? You know what I mean? Okay, that side, that is done. Okay, so see how that is looking so far? And then I'll do the same thing on the top and the bottom. But I have to measure it. I know, it's crooked. Because I'm cockeyed, I guess. Okay, let's measure that. That's 50 and a half. Okay. Now I have 2 more. Two more borders to put on. Thank you, Kathy. Hi, Joan. Thank you. Hi, Chris. Okay. Thanks for saying hello. I appreciate it. I did a whoops, but I'm not going to rip it out. Dang it. That's all right. Yeah, I did. In fact, I'm not even going to tell you what I did. I'll just see if you notice. All right. See, I just need 2 more pieces. And they need to be 3 1/4. And then, now I need 4 more pieces. 1, 2. Okay, now these are too big. So, making more scraps. That's a keeper. That's more than 1 inch there, so. Another keeper. Oop, I want it to be 4. I almost put that on 3 1/4. All right. Yay, yay, yay. So, get them sewn onto this. Puppy loves the backyard. That's true, Chris. It's only a mistake if there is a hole or a gap in the material, which, okay, it's not a mistake because there's no hole or gap. Lot of different arts, but I don't master any. Hey, that's how I am too. That's why I love to watch Teresa. I do peg looming, dot arts, collage, and do many different crafts. I am also sewing your friendship quilt. Oh, yes. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I do. Yeah, sounds just like me. I love to do all kinds of different crafts and sewing, collage, whatever I feel like doing that day, right? And I like to share that on my channel. You never know what you're going to see here. And I got to get back on the horse. I have not done anything since I took off the muzzle. I think I got irritated, you know, so I thought, well, I'm just going to take a break. Take a break. So it's been 7 days. But I might get back on it this afternoon. I need to get it done. That is for sure. I need to get it done. I would really like to start some other ones, but I'm, you know, been telling myself, no, you can't start any new collages until you finish this one. And, but why couldn't I just at least draw something up, right? And get them ready. It felt really good to sketch the other day when I was sketching out the horse's muzzle. I was like, oh, I miss doing this, sketching. I used to take my sketchbook with me wherever I went. I haven't done that in a long time either, so I should do it. Maybe I'll get out my sketchbook and some pencils and erasers and put it in a little carrying tote and put it downstairs. And the next time Brandon and I go fishing, I could just take it with me, and when I get tired of not catching any fish, I could just sit down and relax and do some sketching. Ooh, you know what else I could do? I could take a little watercolor pad and my watercolors and maybe do a little bit of watercolor painting out at the river. That would be fun. Both great ideas. Okay. Let's see. Hello, LTC. Damn. I forgot. Thank you, Mona. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Okay, I have to write it down. Then I'll remember next time. If she'll tell me. T or L, T. Some sort of care. I remember that. Caregiver. Yeah, long-term care. Was it Lorraine? I don't know. I'm waiting for her to tell me. You like the sketch pad idea? I know, Brenda. I get itchy to start new projects too. Pam. Pam. That's right. Pam. Thank you. Okay, everybody got to help me remember that. Pam. All right. Almost done with this, you guys, because this, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last border. Right? The last border. Bye, Mona. Enjoy your evening. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. I wonder if I am going to run out of bobbin. Because I had to put a new bobbin in yesterday, but I did quite a bit of sewing, so I might run out. Fingers crossed that I don't. Okay, one more border to go. And then I can press this bad boy. Okay, so that's the top. That's the top. I'm going to turn these guys this way. Yeah. So they're, they're not upside down. Lynn says, hello to all. And she says, I'm here for the last border being put on. Yay! It's going to be so good to have this done, you guys. This will be one finished top this year. And yeah, I said I wasn't going to do any new quilt tops this year. I knew better than to say that. I mean, how could I even do that? Then I wouldn't finish any of my whips or my UFOs. And so I actually counted this as a UFO because, you know, I've had the scraps in a project box for a couple of years now with the intent to make something out of it. You know, originally the pillowcases, right? So this was a UFO. It just didn't know it. Hey Sarah, how's it going? Out in the yard? Yeah, I thought about that too, but it's looks like it's going to we're going to have a heavy rainstorm, so if it's clear this afternoon, then I might go out for a little while. Did I backstitch that? Yeah, I did. Yes. Yeah, it counts as a UFO. Definitely. Even though it turned into something, even though it turned into something different than what I originally thought it was going to be. Almost done, halfway. Then I just have to press it. And then I can bring over the layer cake on point, put that back up, and start cutting chips, potato chips. Maybe I'll get a couple of things more done today, right? And I might look in the closet and see what other UFO I should bring out. I might get that red and white fabric out and see if there's enough there. I don't know if there's enough there for a lap quilt or not. Oh, dang. Guess what happened? I had a feeling. So, what did I say yesterday? That I'd used 3 bobbins. This is my 4th, but I don't need very much of it. So, almost 3 full bobbins for this project. Dang, I almost made it. Ugh. Almost. Looks good. Yes, I was air sewing again. Dang it. About halfway done with that border. This machine goes fast. Sometimes I push down too hard. I really can't go as fast as this machine goes. Yippee skippy. Okay. I need to trim this up a little bit. Just a little. And then I can press it. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, doesn't that feel good? To get it, something done. Oh, I should have made that corner piece a little bit longer. But that's all right. It'll do. I forgot that it wasn't as wide as it was long. So they don't really match up. But that's okay because this is a scrappy quilt. And a scrappy quilt is just supposed to be crazy, right? Because you're just supposed to use your scraps and not really measure all that much, which this qualifies. So I decided I'm going to do that blue binding, and then I will add in some of this orange if I need it. So we'll figure out what we need here in just a second. All right, it is done enough. Ready? How'd those get down there? Let's go there. Here we go. Is it straight? Yay! Can't tell if it's straight. Oh, it's straight enough. I'm going to be taking it down again anyway, so. Yay, it's done. Ready? That's our party guy. Ah. So what do you guys think of that? Huh? Think it looks good? Yeah. I should have brought this over more, the dark blue here, but that's okay. That's all right. It is what it is. Right? Okay, let's see how much we have left. Now, I don't have a picture handy to show you the before, the amount of fabric before. but it was a lot. How big is this quilt? Let's see what it turns, because somebody have a, get out your quilting calculator, please. And we have 50 by 56. 50 by 56. That's a pretty good size for scraps, right? Okay, so let's see what we have left. So I'm going to do binding that is 2.5 inches by width of fabric. So if you could let me know how many strips I need, that would be great. Thank you, everybody. Hi, Debbie. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Kathy. So I'm just getting some of these scraps together. Now, I still do have all those, the fabric with the medallion, and I could use that for the back. So these are my blues that I want to use for the binding. And then I'm going to cut some of this orange for however many more pieces I need. And I'll show you how much scraps I have left here. Just give me a second. Is this 2.5? Yeah. There is a nice pile of this blue stuff still. Now, you know, I could piece the back, but really, you know, I'm done. I'm done with it. All right, so here's the blue. So these are all, you know, what I have left in small pieces. That's not that much, really. But I still have the medallions. So I could put another border on there. But no, I don't want to. I think I'm done, right? Let's just be done. Okay. This piece is too small for anything, so it can go. And yeah, I really don't have enough of this to do a nice border. So I could save some of it for the back, but not if I'm going to do a minky back, you know. I don't want to mix my fabric like that on the back. All right. So now if I include this, so there's that stuff, which is going to go in the bag. because I am done with it. So that's pretty good, because that tote I had was plumb full. I mean full. Okay, so let's see how many. Did anybody figure out my width of fabric? If it's 46 strips. Okay, thank you. Let's see what I have here. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are just pieces that I will call close to 4, but so 3. So I need 3 at least out of this orange. Okay. And these will go into a different baggie, and stay with the quilt. Let's see if I'm going to have enough of this. I think so. So I don't. This is with the fabric, so I should be able to get 3 out of this at 2.5. There's 1. And I think that'll look okay for binding, don't you guys? Have a scrappy binding. And three. I could get 1 more strip. But you're pretty sure it's 6, right? Okay, I need to fix this. Clean that edge up. Okay. So, got those strips out. And that leaves me this much. Oh, I'll just put that in the bag too. Hey, Meredith. Yeah, they did. There was tons of extra fabric. Bye, Jim. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you got to see me finish this project. So there's the leftovers. Not too bad compared to what it was. Right? And then the original quilt, I'll show that to you again. If I don't step on the dog. So this was the original quilt. Here's the center. It's pretty big. And the back is yellow. And I rounded the corners. Whew. That thing's heavy. Yeah. Hey, Mary. Yeah, it's... I love the original quilt for sure. It's really pretty. It's so bright and cheery on the bed, you know. Okay, so I'm going to grab a baggie for these. So this is what I got left. You know, I could probably make a small pillow out of this, right? I think there's enough to do that, but this will just go with that top. And hopefully that's enough. And so yeah, that's it. This can go bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Hey, Helen. No, I don't, no, not as much as this one did, because I have gotten other, well, maybe from this particular quilt shop, they may have had people there cutting for these kits that didn't really quite know what they were doing, and that could be why, because this is the second quilt I've gotten that had a lot of leftovers, and I was able to get 2 quilts out of that also, and they were both nice size quilts that I got, and I still have leftover fabric. So, and I have like three more kits, I think, in the closet from this particular quilt shop. And I know one of the kits is humongous. This is one of the kits. I mean, that has got to weigh 20 pounds at least. 25 pounds. And it's big. I did a kit that had this fabric already, so this will be like 30s fabrics, 30s, 40s. Like, I mean, look at this. This is that's a lot of fabric. So, this is the pattern. And this book came with it. So it also has a bunch of other patterns in here too. This is 10 Sisters. This one's nice, isn't it? But this is the pattern I got. I'm not sure what size that is. It looks pretty big, but I should do this one next. But I haven't cut into it at all, so I don't consider it a whip, and I don't consider it a UFO, because I have not cut any of the fabric. It's just a kit. Kit waiting to be done. A KWBD. I wonder how many tops I have in the closet that need to be long-armed. I don't have snow in the yard, but there is snow still up on the mountaintops. Yes, the scrappy quilt is leftovers from the original. Yep. Yeah, that's how I feel, Chris. I'm ready to work with different colors, for sure. Yeah, they gave extra fabric in the kit. Yeah, because I followed for the main quilt. I followed all those instructions. It has all the blocks. It's just like the pattern. So I didn't eliminate anything. So to get this much leftover, I think is pretty amazing, because I don't think that's typical, is it? For those of you who buy kits, do you usually get this much leftover fabric? You might have enough to do a couple of pillows, but a whole quilt that is 50 by 56. Okay, let's see. What's next? What time is it? It's almost 3 o'clock. So for the friendship chip quilt, I have a jelly roll, and I think the fabric for my contrast, I think I'm gonna try to find the brightest white that I can find in my stash. A bright white, so the stars really stick out. And then the stars that are going to be in the sashing are going to be a dark navy blue to match this. I wonder if there'd be enough leftover 2.5-inch squares to do the small stars. All right, I need to do some math. That's what I need to do. So for this, to get started, friendship quilt, you need a jelly roll or 42 strips by width of fabric and a half a yard of accent fabric. And maybe we'll start this maybe Sunday. Should be able to get everything cut up by Sunday, right? At least get all these cut up and your accent fabric. So from each strip, you're going to cut 8 pieces, and they're going to be 4.5 by 2.5. So you'll get 8 pieces from each strip. That'll give you 336 chips. From each strip, you're going to have leftover, and from that leftover, you're going to cut them out 2.5-inch squares, just as many as you can get. You should be able to get at least one set, so that's 2 from each strip, because you only need 48. But if you do cut the whole jelly roll up, you're going to get like 126. So I think we could use those for the stars in the sashing, the leftovers. So we're just going to need extra fabric for the sashing. And so instead of a half a yard of accent fabric, maybe have a whole yard. That should probably be enough. So just get started cutting that. All right, so the other quilt that is let me take this down, and I'll put up the friendship quilt that we did last time that doesn't have sashing. and I haven't quilted it either, so. Okay, this is the potato chip squares, and the chips are 4.5 by 2.5. So this is variation 1 of the friendship quilt. And we did this last year. So yeah, extra fabric is good. KLWQ says, I get lots of leftover fabric from the Fat Quarter Shop kits. Oh, good. Good. So this quilt is a lot of fun to do. It's pretty fast, pretty easy. Um, this is what you need the accent fabric for, are these stars. This is a really pretty. This fabric is Lala Batik. Yeah, I think that turned out really pretty. I like it. And I really like it with the stars in it. So picture that in red, white, and blue. You know, scrappy red, white, and blue. Of course, mine, they're going to be red, white, and tan. And then the stars are going to be white. So that's what I'm going to use. And I've manhandled it so much. Look at all the threads. So I'm going to have to clean those up. Kathy wants to know, Donna, what fabric you're using. Thank you, Kathy. Okay, Donna says she's not sure. It's a roll she got a while ago. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take that down. And I'm going to bring over the um, layer cake. Okay, the layer cake. Okay, that's part of the layer cake quilt. I hope I have the rest of those in order. Okay, so for this project, it was I think it was a layer cake, and let me see if I can find the. Andrea is writing the instructions up for it. So you need 61 10-inch squares. Yeah, 61. So that's 10, 9, 10, 15, 24, 24, 25, 30. 39. Yeah, 61. Hey, Janice. Oh, yeah. Said, I started your original potato chip block. Guess I need to finish it. Thanks. Beautiful blues. Thank you. That's pretty. Thank you. Oh, okay. Right. Probably wouldn't want to do red, white, and blue, huh? Oh, you're welcome, Meredith. Okay, so for this one, I used 2-layer cakes, but I didn't use the whole 2-layer cakes, obviously, because a layer cake is usually 42. So that's like 84. And you only need 61, but you could keep trying to build this out bigger if you want to. For the corner pieces here, because those are going to be triangles, okay, you need 4, no, let's see, you need, let me look at my thing. I didn't write down the instructions very good. You need, for the corners, you need 20 triangles for the tops, top, bottom, and the sides. And then you need 4 triangles. Those are a little bit different size for the corners. You need 4. 4. So your accent fabric for here, you need to cut that. What did I cut it at? Didn't I write that down? All right. I think it was 15 inches. Let me look here. And I don't know. I don't think that is right. I think that was my extra one. Hold on. I can't believe I didn't write that down. Where is Andrea when you need her? I'm going to write it down this time. Okay, so this is, yeah, 15-inch. I cut mine 15-inch square. 15 inches square. All right, and then you, let me write this down. And then you're going to cut that square on the diagonal twice. So you'll get 4 triangles like this. Okay, so let me show you. So this is 15-inch square, and then you're going to cut it on the diagonal twice, and that'll give you 4 triangles. So that's what I need to finish up. And then I will have the rest of the math. Okay. So you need to cut 5 of those 15-inch squares to start out with. If you want to do this. All right. Oh, there's Andrea. I have written the pattern. I'm just waiting for Teresa to get hers done so I can put her picture on it. Oh, thanks, Andrea. You don't have to do that. You better put your name on there as, you know, as the writer. I really appreciate you doing that too. Okay, so I did this quilt because I thought it would be quick and easy. But then I got scraps out. All right. So let's look in the closet. For a minute. I want to see what other UFOs I have. What's that? Oh, I'm on the live. Stay here. Why didn't you holler for me? Why didn't you holler for me? Instead of coming up the stairs.
Because I wanted to come up and catch you.
Oh. Well, you can come on the live if you want.
Huh?
You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
To your boyfriend?
Yeah, sure. It's my husband. He's not going to come in. Okay, he waved. I got that quilt done.
What?
I got the quilt done.
Oh, good. That's done?
Well, the top's done. Still need to quilt it, but be careful. Oh, awesome, Andrea. She's going to include a bonus project to do with the leftover squares that will yield you a laptop. Cool. I don't know. Did you guys see him wave? I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh, okay. Now this one has been around for a long time. After I get the blue one done, yeah, I might think about the Dresden. You guys, anybody remember this? The Dresden quilt. Now these are the leftover pieces. So yeah, I just need to sew it together. So there's the Dresden. And then you have extra pieces off of the ends of these Dresdens. So I'm like, well, what do I do with those? So I made little teeny Dresdens out of the leftovers. See how I am? I used some leftovers, right? So I need to finish this one. So maybe I'll bring this one out next. So I think I only have, three UFOs. And then the rest is just kits. Either kits that I bought or mostly kits that I put together myself. So now, since I got that scrappy quilt done, guess what I have? An empty container. All right. So I need to put the Dresden on the list. And that'll be like a UFO day. All right. So that's kind of where we are. I am on stuff. So let me write that down. Dresden. So on the list, the UFO, the Dresden, the layer cake, then we're going to start a new friendship chip project. I'm going to do red, white, and blue type project. And then I'm going to do a scrappy FPP project. So I have a lot of foundation papers that I've gotten it from the Sew Sampler box, and I'm just going to use those and make a variety of blocks with my scraps and see what we get. So it'll be another like scrappy project, but with papers. Yeah, that's the only Dresden I've ever done, and it's probably going to be the last one. And that is probably what, 3, 4 years old. Does anybody remember when Tiffany did the Dresden? Because that's when I started it. All right, let me go get another piece here. Okay, so on this, the first row is going to have one. This is your first row right here. So one, and then this is the second row, because we're doing this on point, so your rows are at an angle. So this is going to have 3, and then you're going to have, the triangles, right? And then this one is what, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the next one will be 9. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the next one. 9. It's really hard to put it up on the design wall, I can tell you that. And then the middle one is 11. All right, so I'm not going to hang this up there because it won't fit. I'll just set it aside for now. So I'm going to do half of the quilt at a time. I'll just set that aside. So then after the middle one, then you reverse that number. It'll be 9, 5, 3, 1. So 1, 3, 5, 9, 11. 9, 5, 3, 1. Okay? So, yeah, that's the most confusing part, is that you're on point, so your rows are on that angle, on the diagonal, Okay, so I've thought about the New York Beauty. Yeah, I've thought about it. I actually would like to do maybe one of Judy Niemeyer. I don't know if I'm saying that right. One of her quilts. Or I might do an Etta sitar quilt first. One of the two. If I do Etta's, I won't need the papers, but I think Judy, there might be a lot of papers involved in that. And a lot of her quilts, you have to pretty much take a class, I think, to get it figured out. Okay, so I can sew this row to this row and then this to that. And then I'll have 4 rows sewn together. And then I'll have to put some more triangles on my ends. And make sure to put your triangles on the correct way, because the longest edge has to be on the outside of the quilt because it's your border. So these short sides get sewn on to the 10-inch squares. And when I'll show you when I sew that on, your flat side, you know, I call this the flat side. This is a point. I know that's a point too, but it's flatter. Well, I'll show you when I pull that down. You're going to start sewing on this end instead of on the point. Okay, so maybe I'll sew that first. No, because I want to move that. Yeah, see, I thought this quilt was supposed to be easy, but the hard part is finding room to set it up. Okay. Andrea, I take it you finished the quilt? And I'm going to pin this. My husband can hardly get up those stairs. It really made me nervous watching him coming up those steps. Poor guy. Makes me miss the old days, ladies. Meaning, we used to do so many activities and stuff, you know. Kind of sad. outdoor activities. And now I just worry every time he goes outside that he's going to fall down, and I check on him a lot, you know. Keep an eye where he's going. And I'm like, catch him with a ladder. I'm like, what do you think you're doing? That's not going to happen. Okay. So, now, I'll show you. This is my triangle piece right here. Now, you want to be really careful with those. And I highly recommend you starch this fabric before you cut it, because you're cutting on the bias. All right, so that is ready to sew. And you're going to have overlap like that, and that's what you want. You want it to overlap. You could have cut those 15-inch squares down to 14 3/4 if you wanted to, and it would probably work just fine. But I'd rather have a little extra and just cut that off, you know, the dog ears, than not enough. Okay, so now, since you have so much of that lapped over like that, you could cut that tip off right there. Just the tip. And that way, some people have a problem with those tips being pulled down into their feed dogs. So if you just cut that tip off, then you're starting with a flat edge instead in your sewing machine. And I do backstitch when I get to the neck, when I get to the fabric, because I'm going to start out here on the edge, which I only have one piece of fabric, see? But I'm still going to start out here, and as I approach the fabric that's underneath, once I get into it a little bit, then I'm going to backstitch that and then go on forward. Okay, enjoy your dinner. Good to see you. Oh, good. I'm glad he's cooking. I hope you get to feeling better. Yeah, I'm not going to be on much longer. I need to go to the post office and grocery store. And I want to go before I get too tired. Okay, now I'm into that spot. And just be very careful with this, because you don't want to stretch those triangles, you know. also, if you're not used to working with layer cakes, some layer cakes come with a pinked edge and some don't. But always measure your layer cake pieces before you start sewing, so you know where the 10-inch is, because some of the companies consider 10 inches from the outside of the pinked edges, square. And others measure the 10 inches on the inside of the pinked edges. So you need to know what is your true 10 inches. So be sure and always measure your layer cakes. And also, if your jelly roll is pinked, measure that so you know if you need to sew along the edge of the pinked edge or inside of the pinked edge. And we call that the mountain and the valley. So the tips of the pinked edge is the mountains, the inside is the valley. Same thing with any pre-cut that you get that has pinked edges. Always measure it first. If you're just sewing up this kind of project, it doesn't matter all that much. But if you are following a true pattern, then it does matter, because that pinked, if you're sewing on the edge of that pinked, so you're sewing on top of the mountains, that's going to make your finished project a little bit bigger than if you sew in the valley, okay? So I learned that from experience. I'm like, I could not figure out why my blocks were not, coming out the size they were supposed to be, because I was sewing a 1/4 inch. Well, that's what the problem was. After I measured them, I was like, well, no wonder. And then I bought one layer cake that I don't know who cut it, but it was a Tula Pink layer cake, and a bunch of those were under 10 inches, like 9.5, 9 3/4. It was terrible, terrible. I should have taken it back, but I don't know if it was done by Free Spirit or what, because I bought them. It was packaged from a quilt store, so yeah, always measure your pre-cuts. Yeah, that layer cake of Tula Pink really messed up my pattern. I was not happy. Okay, I'm going to back stitch that, and that'll be done. And go ahead and cut that dog ear. I'd rather call them cat ears. That's what I'm going to call them. Cat ears. Because I don't want to cut my dog's ears. Okay. Looks like I can cut that one too. So, yeah, cut off your, well, don't do this one on the edge because your number 1 has to have another triangle right here. Okay, so save that for the end. Or you can put ears on, but it's going to be a different size. I think it is half of one of these. Let me see. Yeah. So, it's going to be half of your other triangles. So you'll need to cut another one in half. You know, and you're going to need 4 of those. So I'll have to cut another 15-inch. Okay. So now I'm ready for the next row. I have 337. Andrea says, I'm currently working on charm squares that are wonky. It has taken me twice as long to get the quilt done, but I am on the home stretch now. Thank goodness. Yeah, exactly. It's very irritating because you buy a product, it's supposed to be 10 inches or 5 inches, and that's what you expect. So you just start sewing, and then you find out, no, it wasn't that measurement. Yeah, there you go. Andrea says, my 2-layer cakes came from different companies and they were both different. So what Teresa is saying is very important. Yeah, Danielle is going to be live here pretty quick. So I'm probably going to go like about a quarter till. So just a few more minutes. That'll give you guys all time to say goodbye and all that stuff. And thanks so much for joining me today. I'm glad you all were here to see the finished scrappy quilt. And after I go to the store, I am probably going to come back up here and finish sewing on this. So I can get it done. Done, done, done. So I can have another quilt to hang in the closet. Another quilt top. I wonder how many quilt tops I have hanging in the closet. See, this is why I wasn't going to start any new projects. But, oh no, now I've done 2. This will be 2 new quilts for this one and the scrappy one instead of working on UFOs. Oh well. Gotta use the fabric anyway, right? Got to use the fabric. It all needs to be sewn. Yeah, I wonder how many I have hanging in there now. I know at least 24, but I think I've added a few since my last count, so. And yeah, just because of the way this is, I'm pinning. Because I want to make sure I start off in the right spot with my triangles. You don't want to mess that up, because see, that triangle is going to hang off there. So it looks really strange at this point, right? But that is correct. This is the first time I've ever done a quilt like this on point, or where I have to sew my rows together on the diagonal. So very interesting. I'm not so sure if I'm going to do it again, but I really thought it would be super easy. And my back is starting to hurt, ladies. All right, there we go. And I'm gonna do one more because that is my triangle right there. Okay, I'm ready to sew that. Thank you, Debrokia. Thank you. I'm sorry, I have a hard time with your name, but oh. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And enjoy your dinner. Okay, we only got like 2 minutes left before the quarter of an hour. So I am going to go ahead and stop. Just put that out like that a little bit so it doesn't get too wrinkled. And yeah. Then I'll come back up and sew some more. Oh, Kathy said, I fell behind in quilting because I wanted to learn to cross stitch and bought many supplies and charts. I have that too, but I usually try to do the cross stitch in the evening when I'm watching TV with the hubby. Okay, bye, Sarah. Be blessed, less stress, and pet some fabric today. And don't forget to pet your dog. So thanks for joining me, you guys. It was great to have you here. Looks like I might have been just a little over 2 hours. That's not bad. Okay, blessings to all of you. Keep on stitching. I'm going to go, so yeah, pet your hubby too. Yep, pet that hubby. That's funny, Andrea. Thank you, Kathy. Have a good afternoon. Okay, I'm out of here, you guys. See you later.